Hello everyone, welcome back to Tila Fashion. Today's video is going to be a quick one of how to draft the pattern of and cut out a front twist dress. So I started off with the shoulder. I took the shoulder width measurements, divided it by 2, and I placed that from the center front, but I extended it down by 1.5 inch to form the shoulder slope. From the point of the shoulder slope, I'm taking the armhole depth to be 8 inches, and that forms the chest line. Next, I'm measuring out the neckline. The neckline width is 4.5 inches and the neckline depth is 7 inches. And I'm forming a triangular neckline out of that. Now I can go ahead to mark out the long measurements. I already marked out the shoulder, the chest line. So now I'm going to mark out the bust line, the waistline, the hip line, and the full length. I'm going ahead with the round measurements divided by 4 and adding 1.5 seam allowance to all of it. So bust divided by 4 plus 1.5 seam allowance, waist divided by 4 plus 1.5 seam allowance, hip divided by 4 plus seam allowance. So just like that. The front piece is not going to have a dart, but the back piece is going to have a dart because of the style. So I'm making this change only on the front piece at the armhole. So at the middle of the armhole line, I'm going to go in by 1/2 inch and then connect that to the chest line and the shoulder with a curved line, and that's going to form the armhole itself. So I'm going to go ahead to cut this out aside the armhole that I took in, because I'm going to use that to cut out the back piece. The key differences we're going to focus on when we're using the front piece to cut out the back piece is the neckline, the zip, the armhole, and the fact that the back would have a dart. So I'm transferring the measurement for the waistline onto the pattern paper for the back piece. And then the dart is 4 inches away from the zip line. It is 1 inch wide and 8 inches long. Please ignore that my dart line is not straight because I just realized too, so So I'm going to extend that back piece by 1 inch because of the 1 inch that I took. I'm just going to go ahead to then trace out the rest of the measurements. So the armhole area that I didn't trim out previously for the front piece, I'm just going to go ahead to do that now that I've used it to cut out the back piece, and I'm trimming out only the front piece. Then I went ahead to cut out the pattern of the front neckline, and I'm just going to draft out the pattern of the back neckline, and the neckline depth for the back piece is 1.5 inch, and I'm just connecting that to where the front neckline stops. So now that I've made the pattern for the front and the back pieces, I can now focus on making the twist design on the front piece. So I needed some extra pattern paper on the side for the front piece, so I just recycled one that I used previously and I just taped it to the side of my pattern paper. At this point, you could do the slash and spread method, but I find this method easier and less confusing than the slash and spread method. So I extended the waistline by 8 inches. 8 inches is quite full, so if you don't want it to be as full, you could reduce it. And then I went ahead to place my tape from that same waistline to the armhole. Holding the points at the armhole, I'm just going to slant my tape from that point and extend it to that 8 inches that I had previously marked out, so that I have the same length from the armhole to the waist on that same area. So after marking it out, I can then go ahead to connect that point to the armhole and to the waist. So how you know you did it right is when you get the same 8 inches at the bottom there. Now I'm just going to extend the bottom line and then connect it to the hip. So the area closer to the center front is going to form the twist, and the outer area is going to form the rest of the waistline. So what you want to do is take your waist measurement divided by 4, add the 1.5 seam allowance you added previously, mark that from the outer edge, and then you're going to open it up till the point where you marked. And this is important so you could separate the twist design from the rest of the waistline. I went ahead to cut this on fabric, and I cut out 2 separate front pieces with a seam allowance of 1 inch at the center front, and that's what I'm going to use to join the 2 sides together. So this is what the back piece looks like. You would sew the facing and the zip as usual. So I just wanted to show you guys how it's supposed to look like, or how you're going to twist this, because unfortunately I lost the sewing clips for this particular tutorial, so this is just going to be a cutting or pattern drafting tutorial. So basically you make pleats on each side and you could secure with pins so you don't get confused, and then you just twist and turn until you get something like this, or you turn one side over the other, and then you can go ahead to secure with pins again, and then take this to your sewing machine to sew the upper part up till you get to the twist, and the lower part away from the twist, and then you do the left and the right sides together of the waistline. So I have this clip of after I had joined the upper and the lower parts, and I haven't joined the 2 sides together yet, and I was going to do that, and I don't have clips from after this. But I hope with this little explanation you've been able to get something or an idea of how to make this style. For the front, after doing this, you go ahead to do your facing for the neckline, attach the sleeves and all. But yes, that is all for this video. I hope it was helpful. If it was, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment down below if you have any questions or suggestions, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.